Hello, everybody. Welcome back again for another episode of GhettoRig. We had some technical difficulties. We did some stuff to mess with that and make sure that doesn't keep happening anymore. Slightly had to lower some of that quality, so no more 4K, but it still should look pretty fucking good. But yeah, for those who don't know, my name is Eddie. This is my co-host Jay. Behind the camera, we've got Miggy.
What's up? What's
It's
up?
our producer, best producer in the world. Don't go close and don't get close to Miggy. You might try and poach him from us. Yeah. What do you guys want to get started with today?
I have a really cool article if you want to go over it.
Let's
I
do
put
it.
it on the Discord, Mingy.
What is it
It's
about?
they mapped out the most common last names all over the world.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty kind of interesting, to see. What did you think?
And
What
how
would you
does
like?
this affect LeBron's legacy?
Huh?
How does this affect LeBron's legacy?
Uh, what? I don't even know how to answer that question, Miggy.
Jay's lost.
Yeah, it doesn't. Anyways, the most common last names in every country.
Yeah, it looks like
map.
they're doing it by continent and then by country there. These
Okay, let me
continents are
zoom in here.
separated. For all those that think world is flat, you might want to reconsider your life.
Alright.
So yeah, so
Smith in America, North America.
okay, so it's Smith in North America and Canada. Okay, okay.
Hernandez in Mexico.
What is it?
Hernandez.
Should I be saying these names?
Yeah, hit it
In-
with the accent. I know that's what you want to do. Do
Yeah.
it. Do it. Do
am
it.
I
do it.
saying it in accents or am I just doing
Nah, you
this?
say it the way they
Or am
supposed
I
to be
just
said.
saying it in English so that the viewers can understand?
No. Do it with the accent. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do
Alright.
it.
Smith,
So white.
Hernandez, Lopez.
But give us the country too. What you just
Oh
read.
well,
Guatemala.
we already went over those. Smith, North America. Hernandez, Mexico. Lopez, Guatemala. Hernandez. Hold on. El Salvador.
There's no list that you have to like squint and see this.
Yeah, this is kind of hard to see.
Nope.
No,
Squint, motherfucker. Squint.
Keep going down.
no.
Gotta be a list.
No.
No,
There's
Click on the
list.
picture. See if you can make it bigger.
True. Good idea.
the picture below.
Nope,
Yeah.
that one didn't work.
That one would work. No. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Mira.
let's go. That's much better. Rodriguez, Cuba. Martinez, Belize. Yo, Belize is actually a really cool country.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like from what I've like seen, there's a lot to do in regards to like the ocean and stuff like that. Fishing wise as well. Brown for Jamaica. What the fuck? That's
A little racist there, isn't it?
brown.
Brown.
At least it didn't say black.
True.
They give it a little bit slighter.
Oh, that's cool.
Slightly
Look,
better tint.
you got Rodriguez in bunch of countries,
Yes, including Cuba,
and
Dominican
Lopez,
Republic,
and Hernandez,
Panama, Costa Rica. Those are all Rodriguez.
and then you have the Jean in Haiti,
Yeah.
Mohammed in Trinidad and Tobago.
That one's a bit surprising.
Why?
I don't know. What
Have you seen the guys from Trinidad? That's not surprising to me.
what's the country that
You haven't met my guy Gary? Like,
no, I just never gone. What's the country that like colonized them or whatever or found them or whatever? Like what are the roots? Well, Google.
I think there's a lot of South Asian roots there.
All right. The ethnic composition of Trinidad and Tobago reflects a history of conquest and immigration, while the earliest inhabitants were of Amerindian heritage. Since the 20th century, the two dominant groups in the country were those of South Asian and of African heritage.
There you go.
Okay, didn't know that. So why is Mohammed considered an Asian language?
South Asian.
Wouldn't it be? I thought it would be more of a Middle Eastern.
Well, Middle East is south part of the Asia.
What's the what part is Eurasia?
Eurasia is the continent of Europe and Asia together.
So that's the whole entire continent.
Mm-hmm. It's not yeah, it's the continent. Yeah.
Continental area on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So then you have and then it's crazy. You got all those islands there. You got Williams, Joseph, Clark, Charles, and then that's interesting because the Dominican Republic of Rodriguez is big, and then go down. We got Gonzalez everywhere there. Rodriguez again. Garcia.
Da Silva.
Da Silva. Lin.
Mamani. Where's that? Bolivia.
Bolivia. Yeah, they're very indigenous there.
What about Quispe? Quispe.
That's from
That's
Peru.
Peru. Okay. Well, I got a question. What if you know how in Hispanic countries you have like a couple of names and a couple of last names? What if you're Rodriguez Gonzalez? Which one do they count?
Your first last name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not your second.
Yeah, that's your dominant last name. It's the one your father passes down to you, or the one you take from the man you married.
gotcha.
Right? So
And then go to Africa. Go to Africa. Let's see what we got there.
We got Kedrago. That sounds like fucking
I like how you picked out some like random one in the middle.
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim.
Ilunga.
Cone.
Concentrate on the blue area, because I think there's gonna be more
Tessa Faye.
traditional African rather than
Ngema.
Arabic.
Ilunga. Akelo. Deng. Desfaye.
What does the different colors signify?
I don't know. They had a little chart on top. Yeah,
What
right
is it?
there.
I think it may be where like the last names come from.
Personal characteristics.
Oh,
Occupation. Oh, okay. Go back in there. Go back in there. That's pretty cool. Go back in the colors.
the key. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are basically saying that the last names were originated because of personal characteristics, occupation, personal characteristics, and ancestral from a geographic feature signifying patronage, a place, a name. Bro, find some signifying patronage. Just dotir.
The
Is
dark
Iceland?
blue. In Asia, you have a couple in the middle.
Yeah, and then you have Kazakhstan. Kozlovsk. No, that's Kozlovskas, that's Lithuanian. Berznis. Tam. What about the Russians? What do we got on Russian side?
Wang.
Wang, that's China,
That's
bro.
that's China. I was looking at the wrong one.
Ivanov, that's Russian.
Ivanova.
Mm-hmm. Ivanova, that's a females.
Kim.
What about where you're from? Where's that shit at?
Armenia.
That's down here, no? Palestine, Israel.
It's fucked up. They're not even listening.
Azerbaijan.
Damn, they got
Right
Azerbaijan,
next to
but they don't got
Azerbaijan.
you, dog. Damn.
It should be
I know,
here,
right? Sons of bitches. They don't even count us as humans.
In Lithuania either? No.
Lithuania, they have it. It's Kozlauskas.
Where's that?
Right there, right by Poland, Belarus.
They said in
Oh, okay, because it's separate on the
They
different
said
map.
in Azerbaijan, Mamadova. In Lithuania,
Mammadova.
Mamamela.
Mm. But that's funny because Armenia is not even there, bro. That's crazy.
Devi in
That's
India.
India.
That's a big population right there. So
A lot of Devis.
it's a lot of
Where's
Devis.
And a
Azerbaijan?
lot of Wangs.
Do you think
Where's
they have,
Azerbaijan?
do you guys think they have little Debbie's?
Azerbaijan? Right there.
Do you guys think they have a lot of little Debbie's?
Right next to Georgia, you have Armenia,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not showing it. Like it's supposed to be right there.
We've verified that, Jay. Yeah.
But that's crazy. Why is not?
He's so pissed.
I'm pissed, bro. What are we humans? Maybe
Sato
it's like to the side
Japan.
somewhere. You know what I mean? Like maybe they put it to the side.
Why is it that you think that, countries like go up to Japan, to Asia again? Countries, what the hell?
What the heck?
Oh, it doesn't want to obey your orders, Mickey. There you go. That's fine. So countries like Asia,
I can't do
so
it.
it's fine. That's fine. I
There
can
you
see
go.
Japan. So, a country like Japan, sorry, not a country like Asia. That's a fucking
Mhm.
continent. A country like Japan, not a very big country,
Mm-hmm.
right, whatsoever, but it carries so much significance around the world. Like, in the sense where what I'm trying to say is there's countries a lot bigger, in mass or surface area that most people wouldn't even know exist. Like, I don't know,
Well, number one, Japan
when you
has
start
always
mentioning other countries, you know what I mean?
Japan always been a powerhouse. They have very strong traditions. Number one, and number two, they gave the world basically technology, right? So Japan was
gave the world technology?
basically
I mean,
Are we
there's a lot of
talking
shit in
about are we
Japanese.
talking about
like the
are
beginning
we
of
talking about BB? or AB?
What do you mean?
Yeah, we gotta talk about this. Like we talking about Jesus Christ here because they had their come up.
BP or AB? What do you
It's
mean?
AD
Are
and
we talking about
BC
before
and
bombing
AD.
or after the bombing?
Okay. AB or
No, okay. Well, if you want to talk about it that way, okay. Well,
Damn, Miggy.
Japan was part of the group that was against the Allied forces, right? It was Japan, Italy, and Germany
Yeah,
that were
and
together.
who had the better
They're the bad guys,
technology?
basically.
BB.
And then after BB, but then what Japan did in the 80s, they pretty much like took over the
Well,
entire like.
BB. I would argue that BB, we had the best technology because we managed to fuck them up. After the AB,
Oppenheimer, motherfucker.
Yeah,
AB after the bombing,
yeah,
they were they started to industrialize a lot more and finally build upon that and get technology and then spread that technology. Video games came into prominence, computers came into prominence, but even then America has been ahead in technology regardless. The reason why is they developed the computer just so they could crack the German code
yeah.
in World War II. So there were huge advancements there as well.
Yeah, so Japan has put their mark in, and then they're because of their tradition, because the way they are, they're super known for like max and everything, right? Like if they're making coal, they better be the best coal maker out there. If they're making whiskey, better be the best whiskey maker. If you're making watches, you better be the best watchmaker. So there've always been the ones that might not have the history behind whatever they're taking up, but whatever they're taking up, they're maxing it out, right? So, and I think Japan and plus Asian countries, the South, like this Oceania countries, they're always been the mystery, right, for rest of the world, because everyone was always want to go there because of the food, because of the people, because of the traditions, you know.
Yep.
I don't know. Personally, that's like one of the top 10 things on my bucket list.
Yeah, to do is visit
Go to
Japan.
Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love so many things about Japan, from like the basic things like the cars and the food to things like watches, anime,
I was gonna
um,
say they gave the world anime. You
culture.
know what I
You know what
mean?
I mean? Like there's so much things that to me that their culture is just embedded with that are super super cool.
So
Awesome.
apparently on TikTok now there's this movement where women come in, American women come in, and they're like, American Asian women, Japanese women come in, and they're like, the guys that couldn't cut it in America go to Japan and they end up slaying it because they couldn't do it here. So now they come in here and like they're hating on the dudes that became passport bros and just go to Japan and and like it's probably because these women are just so used to Japanese guys. It's intriguing to them, but that's dumb because Japan has that the slur word which is gaijin to all the white people, and they don't really respect them or like them. As a matter of fact, if you're in Japan, there are restaurants that won't let you in because you're white.
Yeah, but this Japan is very full of tourists. I think that you're overstepping on saying that everyone looks at them like there's like they don't belong. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily like
No, no,
that.
that's
I
true,
mean,
but
of course, if you go to the rural, the campo areas, I'm sure it's like that,
yeah, no, no,
right?
but the
But
point was that these women are ganging up together on TikTok just to try to bash dudes that are going to Japan and finding wives and girlfriends and living there. So it's kind of funny to me when I saw that TikTok. I was like, all right, whatever. But yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting to like see.
what's
the
your
last
number
one.
one place you haven't visited yet that you want to go?
Peru.
Peru, number one.
Hands down, number one.
You, Mickey?
Because I do
Um,
strongly believe that Peru has the best food in the world.
right now I don't have any trips planned, but let's say hypothetically.
No, no, yeah, hypothetical. Like, what's the
Uh,
number one place that you want to go to? If I were to tell you, Mickey, you're going on one last vacation before you kapoots, where's you going?
like I said, I heard about Belize and I checked into it, and I kind of want to see what it's about.
Yeah.
It's a small little country.
Yeah.
Nothing big.
That sounds like it'd be fun because you could do things like fishing charters,
Yeah.
go dive,
That's the main
bunch
appeal.
of caves. I'm sure that they have there, and it sounds.
If
like
I
fun.
get scuba certified, which I don't know, maybe that
Would you be
happens.
down to do that with me? Because I've been looking for someone to do it for a long time. Let's go do it.
Yeah.
Let's go do it. I want to get that shit, man. Especially for going when I don't have no interest in diving here, because you can't see shit when you
Yeah.
go diving here.
Well, it depends. Which if you go to East Coast, you'll be able to see a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, what I mean is here, like
Or-
anywhere
or
in this
like the-
side of the coast.
Or the freshwater
Yeah,
freshwater stuff.
that's what I wanted to do. Like for example, go to Devil's Den and go do an actual diving trip through Devil's
Hell of
Den.
people diving
because-
usually.
How much are the
A
certifications?
few $100.
Few $100.
Yeah, a few $100.
Yeah, you get certified in like a pool. They can certify you
But
right
it's
there on the spot
no,
in
it's
Devil's
not one
Den.
day, bro. It's not. You do. It's classes you have to take. You go for a couple weeks, I think twice a week, to the
Yeah.
to Bill Jackson's. They do classes in the pool, and then you have to do two cert dives. I think one they take you to where did we go that one day that we rented the pontoon with Jorge and all these people?
Yeah, I don't remember.
They do.
I
You
thought
go
it was.
there?
I thought it was a lot more simple class, like in a swimming pool and shit.
No, dog. They take that shit very seriously.
Shit.
Yeah, it's no joke.
Yeah, no. Again, it's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I want to get it.
be
I
down to
really
do it,
want.
like immediately, but
No.
it'd be cool.
Not immediately, dog. No, whenever you want to
Yeah,
go.
the
we can go.
clean water diving would be super cool.
Fresh
water
yeah.
diving.
Yeah, like Devil's Den, because you can go to Devil's Den and just jump in there and go in and swim as far as you can. But like that cave system goes deep.
Yes.
And you can only do that if you got a tank.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if
Or
I
Ginny Springs. Ginny Springs has dedicated diving areas for scuba diving, caves and stuff. I'd be down to
I
do
don't know.
that.
I don't even know if I dive very far deep into that shit. Like that's scary, dude.
I would do it because if it's somewhere that's very known, you're gonna be doing it with that's the kind of thing that you don't just go to Ginny Springs, grab your tank, and go in there and fucking dive. I mean, I'm sure that with a certain kind of certification, they'd allow you to do that. But
For
with
the adventurous type. The adventurous type.
So what's gonna happen is we're gonna get the basic certification that only lets you go 50 feet fucking down, anyways, into like seawater. We're gonna go do that. Then we're gonna schedule a date to go to Ginny Springs, and there's gonna be a guide that'll take.
They
you
say
through
like
stuff,
every
from what
so
I know
many
of.
feet, it's like drinking a glass of martini. The more you go, the more drunk you feel.
Really?
Yeah. And it just continues. It doesn't you don't get sober.
So since I was a kid, I've had a pool in my house. Not only this house, I had a above ground pool in my childhood home. So I was 5 years old that I grew up in. And I'll tell you something. I've always been intrigued about being underwater, specifically being underwater and going and diving and stuff, and being able to sit underwater for as long as I'd like and not have to go up and down. Like free diving, you go down, you can chill for a second, and you got to go back up to breathe, right? You can only fucking go under for so long. But with that, man, it's like 30 minutes under there.
Even if
I'm
you
so
have the
interested in
mask
that.
and a little snorkel, man, your face is always in that water and you're just looking at shit.
Yeah,
At
but
all
it's not the
times you're
same. It's
looking
not
at
the
shit.
same as going
It's not.
under,
Yeah,
right?
of course it's not. But like what I'm saying, I'm agreeing. Like, you never really come up. There's nothing interesting up there, but there's a whole lot of interesting down there, you know?
Exactly. Especially if you're some really nice water. Man, I remember the Bahamas. When I went to the Bahamas on a cruise, that's the cleanest water I've ever fucking seen. Where I got into shoulders deep and I looked down and I can see my feet at the floor and I could see the fishes swimming around me and stuff. It was super nice.
Yeah. But yeah.
When we went to John's Pass the other day, actually, man, that water was blue.
Yeah.
Like surprisingly, like looked really, really nice. We were fishing. I took off my shoes.
Give
I
it
was
a
just
couple of
walking
more
in the
months.
water.
Give it a couple of
But
more months.
remember,
with
we
the
went
right
there the
tide.
other day and the water was gray. It was brown, just straight up. And I went this weekend. Water looked nice.
My buddy just sent me a picture of a stud he just caught today.
Nice.
Like a little bit over 30 inches, I'd say.
Nice.
So 32.
What was it?
Redfish.
There's another article. Go back to that other
Dude,
article.
tell me how I lost a keeper trout, bro. The only good fish we
Go back
caught
up,
that
up,
day.
up.
I'm reeling
Keep
it in,
going.
reeling it, bro. Right when it gets to the shore,
What is that?
like it,
Click that very first Instagram link. Yeah.
It was on the sand, dog, on the sand. It unhooked himself, and a big enough wave came in, bro. I threw my rod and I dived on that motherfucker, but it slipped right through my hands. I was so pissed, bro. So it was the only good fish we hooked all day.
So I
You
want
want to go bass fishing tomorrow?
Tomorrow I work till 7, dog, and then I got
Oh shit!
yeah.
No, yeah, you can
Jiu-jitsu.
probably make that.
We're gonna go catch
Thursday I'm off.
7, I'm probably gonna be walking back home.
Yeah.
From
I-
the pond.
What time you go on the pond? You going on the pond too? Is what you're saying?
No.
I was like, hey, bass
Well,
fishing,
I'm,
nigga.
I'm moving to the lake.
Yeah. Where do you go?
Sermon's Lake.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh shit! I thought you couldn't fish there.
There's no signs that it's actually one of the first.
I've
lakes.
gotten in trouble there, but as a
Oh,
kid,
no,
It's probably
nobody.
neighbors yelling at you for no
Nobody
reason.
has
They're not gonna
told
yell at
me.
you right now.
no, not
No-
yelling. Like
nobody-
cop came by and told us we had to leave.
Nobody has told me anything. I just
Yeah.
yeah.
Cop came probably told you to leave because somebody called and said, "Oh, they're being rowdy and screaming."
No, it said no fishing here. There was
Oh,
a sign.
okay.
This before there was.
There's a sign that says no fishing from this date to this date,
Ah, okay.
but
That's what it maybe was.
it's like no fishing Labor Day weekend or only fishing Labor Day weekend. That's what the sign says.
Ah, okay.
But people fish it all the time.
Right. You're talking about the lake literally that's on my road, right?
Yeah.
You just go straight down this way,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
before Glada, and it's that little lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right
I've
behind
been
it.
fishing there before as a kid. Yeah.
You never caught anything?
No, because it wasn't actual rod fishing. We used to go over there and use the cast net.
Oh, now there is.
Oh, guess what?
Now there is a sign that says no cast netting.
Yeah, that's maybe why we got in
Now
trouble.
the other day I was fishing there and there was some kids. I don't know if told you guys about it last time. I was fishing and I caught one, and some kid, before I even took a picture of the fish, some kid came over, running over to me, and he's like, "Hey, are you gonna take that fish? Are you gonna keep that fish?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna keep the fish. I'm gonna release it." He said, "Can I have the fish?" I'm like, what do you mean?" "Oh, I want to keep it for my pond." It's like, what? Isn't that illegal?
Yeah, you can't just harvest a bass unless it's big enough.
He didn't say anything, and I'm like, isn't it illegal to like transfer it? And then I thought about it, and I was like, here,
Fuck it, take it.
Care. I don't give a fuck.
By the time that fish got there, it probably died.
It's a bass.
Yeah.
Now it's fucked up. You probably shouldn't do it.
Right.
It's not healthy for the fish.
Yeah,
We do have a
absolutely.
cast net now, Mickey.
I don't think it's illegal.
You heard? Oh, and that aerator, it turned on
Yeah,
with
nice.
those batteries and everything. I was just weird when I was trying to turn it on at your house. I was clicking the wrong button.
Okay,
Yeah, it's got like an actual switch, just like my other aerator.
nice.
And so I also have your aerator there too. There's like 3 aerators here now. He
That's
he
all
brought
right.
over. I want to show you actually. I want to see because you're a little more knowledgeable than I am on rods and stuff.
What?
He brought over a bunch of his old rods, and one of them I think is really
It's
good,
a pen rod with a rhino
like a drum reel.
drum reel,
Yeah.
and then another one is a
Rhino
ugly stick.
drum reel.
Mm-hmm.
Pens are typically good.
It's the rod is a pen, yeah.
Rhino drum reel.
Like a drum style reel. It doesn't. It's not like a. Think of it as like yeah.
these?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, these are called conventional.
Convention.
reels.
Yeah. So it's like that.
Um,
So Rhino is I think a pen like
probably one of the little features or whatever.
yeah. So it's still a pen reel as well.
Yeah, these you're not really gonna use these around here. You have to do offshore fishing. This is
Right.
For like
Well,
snapper and stuff like
that conventional is pretty small. It's not a big one.
Yeah, but
Still.
Still,
Try
like-
No,
cast-
y-
have you
yeah.
tried
Oh, you're
Don't
gonna bird
cast.
nest that
Have you
shit.
tried casting one?
I never do.
Yeah,
I
that's
never
to
do it
fish
so.
off of a boat.
Yeah, you gotta drop that. I tried casting one before.
That didn't go
It
well.
doesn't. It doesn't go very well. And
You
you do
just
bird's
burn-
nest the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you have braids, most likely, mono doesn't go very far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like bait casters. Bait casters are fun.
I never used one.
No,
No, I'm scared because I've seen all the videos.
you should try it. It's fun. I
Yeah.
mean, you could.
You have a baitcaster
That's what I use for the
for
the pond.
bass?
Yeah. I call it a pond. It's a lake, but whatever.
Yeah, because I didn't know fucking pond. That's a lake, dog.
Yeah.
That's a lake that's literally the size of a whole block. So
Yeah. But you can adjust the drag
I've
on it. So when you
seen
cast it,
you
it
won't
does-
bird's
it
nest.
does
You don't have
bird's
to, you don't even have
nest,
to
yeah.
hold your thumb on
So
it.
you kind of progressively ease into it,
Right.
and then
Well, I saw that you can do it just by you put your lure on, whatever, with your little weight or whatever you're using, and you adjust it to where it only will slightly drop
Yeah.
until it stops dropping. That's when you leave it.
like the other day, I wanted to cast a little bit farther out, so I loosened up that thing. I bird nested.
You.
Yeah. I bird nested, but
Yeah.
it was doing it. It was casting a little bit farther.
Right.
It takes some practice, but it's kind of fun because you can then whip it around a little bit. So you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
never used one, but it looks fun.
I've
And
seen the little Chinese kids skipping the shit inside tunnels, and I tried doing that shit. Bird's nest. I can't do that.
That's funny. So you know, it's not that you can't use like a traditional rod like the one I have, but you know what you're supposed to use in a lake like that is a bait caster, right?
Yeah. So the bait caster doesn't have as much like drag force on like a regular spinning reel,
Right.
but you can still use a spinning reel. I mean, a lot of people use spinning reels.
Right.
It's just preference. It's easier to use a spinning reel for a lot of people.
Right, because it's easier to throw it.
Yeah, a bait caster requires a little more finesse, a little more practice.
Right.
Don't give a bait caster.
The only fishing
Don't
I
give a
would-
bait caster to a girl's first time fishing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
No.
not a good. Yeah, not even a 10th time.
They're not gonna
fishing.
have a good time.
Yeah.
The only fishing I want to learn is the trout fishing. You know when they go the
Oh, fly
That's
fishing.
Fly fishing, yeah.
Yeah.
Fly fishing.
I
Bro,
have no
that's-
interest in that.
I
It
Apparently,
looks like a show.
apparently that's gay.
what?
Yeah. Apparently, if you like that, you like dick.
Whoever said that, they're fucking idiot because that
I
shit
mean, he
requires
does kind of
so
work
much
in the
fucking
office,
skill.
in an office full of fishermen.
That's just a stereotype, bro. That's just a
It
stereotype.
requires so much fucking skill that the reason they say that is because they don't want to put it time
Gentlemen,
in and learn.
Why are you gay?
They are gay.
It's a whole art.
You are gay.
I thought it was cool. I actually said that to one of the guys at work. Like, fly fishing is kind of cool. I mean, it'd be kind of fun to fight like a redfish or even grunt or shit like that on a light fishing tackle. And they're like, fly fishing's gay. And I was like, what do you mean it's gay?
It looks like more of a workout than it does fishing.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I don't know how to use a fly rod.
Yeah, no.
that shit looks too complicated to me.
And then there's the people that make their own.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to be really
They make
good
their
at it, you
own
make
flies.
your
Yeah,
own
they
shit.
tie their
Yeah.
own.
Literally, it's what it is.
Flies.
It's called fly fishing because the way they take it, they'll take a hook and they'll do this intricate ass shit. Put a bunch of like confetti. It looks crazy to imitate what a fly looks like.
Well,
like
not
a
only
bug.
what a fly looks like or what a bug looks like, what a bug or a fly in that specific location looks like, so
Right.
they can hook the fish.
Right.
Right.
They do crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like the first day I went fishing with you when you're with your grandpa in downtown. My phone knows that I went fishing. That like something happened. Dude, I've been getting an insane amount of fishing reels ever since that day. Like my Instagram is just full of fishing stuff.
Did you look up like any like bait that day?
No.
That's probably why.
No,
'Cause
not that day.
I remember you asked, "Do you want me to get bait or something?" If you looked up some bait store. Or
No, because
something.
you instantly told me no.
So go.
I think it's just like
You-
my phone recognized the
so-
text. That's all fishing, or maybe they
I
heard
know
it
what
on
it
the
is.
phone
I
when we
know
called.
exactly what it is. You've been sending me all these fishing reels and shit.
That was after that day.
Yeah. No. So what? You're saying it was on that day?
Since that day that we went fishing again recently, I've been getting a
Well,
shit ton of fishing.
Yes,
the
but
way-
that's what
Ever since that
The
exact
way
day.
the way that data works is when you go to the location where a bunch of people also went and the bunch of people are fishing.
No, because that's a location. That's just downtown Vinoy Park. Like people are just chilling.
In Vinoy Park,
Not Vinoy, but what is?
Coffee Pot.
I mean, it's right.
That's Vinoy,
right?
right?
No, it's
Yeah,
literally
right in front of the
Vinoy.
Vinoy. That corner right there where the water
Yeah.
is, right in front of the
Right where the
Vinoy.
boats are.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the
right,
end of
right
that.
next to the
Yeah, not a
marina.
lot of people fish right there. I don't know.
Exactly.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's what
no.
I'm saying.
Because if it's Coffee Pot, a lot of people fish there because redfish usually chills in Coffee Pot. Redfish
No,
and
not
snook.
we were still downtown,
Yeah.
like actual
I
downtown area.
fished Coffee Pot Bridge, like the whole entire section where people's
Yeah,
houses, 4 to 5 times.
nothing.
I've caught things twice. Once it was a ladyfish on a spoon, and the second time was a catfish on an NLBN.
So when I say Coffee Pot, I don't mean.
NLB, what is that?
It's a type of lure. It's a brand.
Okay.
So
It's very big. I use it for bass fishing. It doesn't work as well on salt water. I heard it works, but I've never caught anything on it. But
Right.
for bass, holy fuck, that's what I've been catching all my bass on right now.
So when I say Coffee Pot, I mean right in front of that swimming pool. There's like that little beach area. You stand on that horseshoe bend of the wall. If
A
you
lot of people fish that
if you
right before you get to the park.
no, so if you
There's a
picture
bend.
the pool and in front of it there's that beach area, right? Like
I
the
have a-
sand.
I have a question for you, Jay. Go
Are
ahead.
you
keep
talking
going.
about right next to the pier?
But when you're done, I have a really weird.
No,
question.
right in front of the public pool. There's a public pool in that park.
Oh
Right.
yeah. You
Right
talking
in
about the
front of it, there's
flats?
like a little sand area.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those flats
those
right there. That's where
flats.
the redfish and snook hang out.
That is yes, and I need to go check that spot out.
Yes, we've
I got my wading gear, and I didn't know exactly where. I've heard of. Yeah, you can go
right that
wade.
bend,
Same
that
deep.
bend,
I know
that
what you're talking
seawall
about, when
bend.
there's that nasty ass sand.
Yeah, it is. It's
Right, that-
disgusting, but
yes.
That's why I'm bringing my wading gear.
So if you're standing on that bend on your left hand side, you'll see that nasty ass sand, and then directly in front of you would be the
you
pier,
don't even have to
and you have
wade
that
there.
seawall, the bend.
What do you mean?
Because you could just walk, like the beach is here, and then there's that walkway going around around to the park. You could just go to the corner over here. and
Yes, you
fish out
can.
further. You could probably fish out. You could probably get further than you would if you waited.
Yes.
I might be confused as to where you guys are.
Pull up on a map. I'll show you.
Yeah, go downtown map. I have a question while he's pulling this up. Jay, Why the fuck do you have 3 spools of 80-pound braid in that tackle box you gave me?
Because when I was fishing in a pier, I was going for drums.
80 pounds.
Yeah, drums are
Drums,
big.
bro.
80-pound braid. You need
Drums come
80
in a
pound braid.
school. When
Drums are
drums come
big,
in a
dude.
school, bro, drums are big, and plus they're
I don't know
pooling.
about. I don't know about
80 pound. Yeah, dog.
Maybe
That's crazy.
50, 60 pound.
But drums also pool, bro. It's not just them being
but
30,
pool-
40
they all
pound. They're
pool.
all pool, right? And setting the drag, I didn't want to mess with the drag, right? So, okay, so go up a little bit more, right?
No,
No,
you went too far.
too far,
So
right there,
why
right
they-
there. In
Playground.
that, there's that park right
This
there.
here's a swimming
Click,
pool.
click that playground. Click on that
Where's
playground.
the swimming pool? Hold on. Let me locate myself here. Because if you know where you're at, and I
I'm
don't
a
know
little
where the
confused.
That's
fuck I'm
swimming pool, north, right there.
at. Playground.
That corner right there. You know,
This right
you're
here is
going
the
to.
swimming pool, right?
No, go up.
Resort.
See where it says playground?
On the right.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom.
go up a little bit.
To the right? No, to the right down. See, it says playground.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
right
that
here.
little bend.
Yeah, that
That
little bend
flat
right
part that's vertical is where the beach is. Right next to it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
So
where the
you
beach
could
is.
just walk
That
that little
bend
edge.
right there. That
Northshore
bend, that's what
Park,
I'm saying.
Beachside Park with pools. Yep.
Yeah, that's it right there. So what he's saying is, right there on that where the corner is, you would walk out further towards the water, and
Yes.
you could get deeper than you would if you were to go to that little beach right next to the bend.
Correct.
Because that's where the beach is. That little white line
Yeah.
where the cursor is.
I would walk
right
the whole.
there.
I would walk the whole entire thing.
Yeah. And if I were you,
If I was in wading gear, I mean, the way it works is you kind of just clear the whole entire area, you know.
and if I were you, if you go down south towards the pier, right there, see where that water is? Where
Spa
Little-
beach.
no, not Spa
That's
Beach.
where
Go,
I would think.
go
as
to the
well.
left.
You could also get here.
Go to the left. Right there where that picture is in a corner. Go up. Up a little bit more. Just a tiny bit more. Right there. Go down. Right.
You're talking about the cursor, dog. You guys are
Yeah,
confusing
the
each other.
cursor. Go
You don't
down,
have to
down.
keep moving the picture.
Up. Right. Stop.
Where the pier starts, left hand side.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, you're
Right
really hovering
there.
over.
Right there in that little water area. It's a little tiny pool right there, and you can get pinfish right there, with that cast net I gave you.
Oh yeah, like bait fishing and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Yeah, of course.
Because the pinfish hang out there in schools. You just throw the
Just
cast net on
any-
top, pull
anywhere,
up 30
anywhere
pinfish. And,
along the seawall, basically. Or
yeah,
anywhere along that
they hang
seawall.
out in a school. You just cast net it, pull your pinfish out, and then put the bubbler on, and then you just literally walk.
Mainly, you're gonna catch mullet. You're gonna catch a lot of mullet, and you're
Which
gonna
is
catch
fine.
a lot. Yeah, it's good bait.
Yeah.
You're also gonna catch what else are you gonna catch?
Greenbacks,
Yeah, that
greenbacks, mullet, and pinfish. That's what you want.
Yep.
But
I like shrimp.
I've got two good bites out there on this bend right
shrimp
there.
is shrimp is the universal bait. But if you
Everything
want,
eats shrimp, dog. Everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if you want shrimp, like if you want snook or redfish, you want to get those big colossal shrimps. Those are the ones
the
that you want to
jumbo
go
ones?
for. The jumbo ones.
The
Yeah.
selects.
The best way I've seen of catching snook is just live greenbacks.
Greenbacks, yep.
Yep. You just toss them right on top, let them float. If they're snook, they'll snap them at them.
And then if you
Like-
put a little tiny weight and give it about 3 feet of leader, and then tiny weight, throw it and then drag it on the floor, you're gonna hit the flounders.
Yeah, that's one way of fishing for the flounders as well.
Mm.
A lot of people jig for them.
Jig for them as well.
just- Use one of those flounder jigs.
But you gotta let it go down.
I need to
the
update
ground.
my entire tackle
Well,
box.
it's not
That's
updating the
not so
tackle
much
box. It's
tackle.
what you're going for that day, right? Like if you're
Right,
going
but I'm-
specifically for that fish.
Right now, my tackle box is just fucked. All my circle hooks are way too
Yeah.
big.
I like
need
having a
better
good
weights.
variety in my backpack, but when I go wading, for example, where I need to have less weight because I know I'm gonna be there out there for a long time, I can't bend down or anything.
Right.
Because if I bend down, either I drown or my backpack gets wet with all this shit. But I pack light. I'll get my fanny pack, and I'll put a couple hooks in there.
But those hooks that you have, those are good hooks. The reason I say those are good hooks is because those are designed for a bigger fish, right? You don't want smaller hooks because you get smaller hooks, you're gonna put smaller bait and you're gonna catch smaller fish.
Well, I'm not. I mean, on my little pen rod, I'm not going for fucking colossal shit. I mean, going for keeper size sheephead, keeper size trout, keeper.
The
Nothing
big
crazy.
hooks are good enough for sheepheads. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, what
Those
I'm trying to
sheepheads that
say
you
is
want,
it's a lot more. It's a lot easier to hook these fish.
and that
in a
treble
small,
hook
bit of
I
a
gave
smaller
you,
hook.
the treble hook that I gave you, one way to catch uh, sheepheads and drums is you cast that treble hook down to the ground and you
Yeah, but
start
that thing is
pulling.
huge. It's too big.
Well, no, you start pulling and it's gonna clip the oyster bed, and then you keep pulling until you dislodge an oyster bed. You pull the oysters out, you crack it, you take the oyster out, because that's what sheepheads and drums eat.
Or you could just go somewhere where there's an oyster bar,
Yes,
and then you can
and
just scrape it off,
scrape it all off. Yeah,
which is a lot easier than.
and they fucking and drums and sheepheads love that shit, bro. They fucking chomp it at the bits. Before they hit a shrimp, they'll hit that. Yeah. What you thinking about?
Nothing. What else do we have?
All right, click on that Instagram video. I thought it's funny because apparently in Canada there's been a big problem with thieves, and this is what police tells people to do, right?
Make sure to unmute it so they can hear it.
You being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door.
If somebody's breaking in your house, you're more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County. We prefer that you do, actually. We have a gun safety class we put on every other Saturday, and if you take that, you'll shoot a lot better, and hopefully you'll save the taxpayers money.
The possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door.
If somebody's breaking...
Pause it.
So we go from leaving your fobs at
Yeah.
the front door.
What do you
to
mean leaving your
shoot them.
fobs at your
Car fobs.
Car
Okay.
fobs.
Car fob, so they can just take the car fob and take your car, so they don't attack you at your home. And the United States sheriffs from Santa Rosa County
Say, put
says
a
just
cap
shoot
in
them.
the ass.
Yeah, put a cap in the ass.
Canada makes it pretty easy. You just gotta have a good idea of self-defense.
What do you mean?
Canada doesn't really have like guns like that, like we do.
They don't, but if they're coming to mug you, like
They have a knife.
they will sue you for beating them
But-
up.
It's like it's less violent crime, you know.
No, I
Just go
understand
some
that,
jujitsu
but
and put them to sleep.
if you put them
Yeah,
to
that's what I'm-
sleep,
that's
the
what I'm
person
saying.
that goes to sleep will sue you because you put them to sleep. That's the whole point of this.
You just try to rob me.
I know it doesn't matter in Canada. That's
Yeah,
that's the
right.
whole
No,
point.
no,
The rules
not
are all
that.
fucked up. There is no self defense in
It's not how
Canada.
that works because I saw a video of a guy, and I'll try and pull it up, of this guy. They got two robbers in his house, and they were in his garage or whatever, and they came in. This guy started wailing on them. 1v2. He managed to hold himself up. He managed to beat one of the guys up so bad he started running out the door. The other guy falls behind
Well,
him
he did
as
that.
well. Comes back with one of the guys dragging him back into his house.
Person is
Locks
permitted
the
to
door.
take reasonable action
Reasonable
to protect
action.
themselves or others without being guilty of an offense.
Reasonable action. But if they take you to court, which they eventually will, now you gotta hire a lawyer. Even though if you're right, you're gonna get sued. That's my point.
Even if you're right, you're gonna get sued. That sounds
Yes.
kind of wild, Jay. You're saying you're putting an absolute on something you have no idea how it's gonna turn out.
Because if the lawyers push you in a civil court, you have to defend yourself.
Okay, and what if you're proven
I don't
to
know.
be
I don't know
correct?
if I could like.
Yeah, but then you have to pay for that lawyer to be proven to be correct. There is no there. You still have
Okay,
to
you
spend
might,
money and
yeah,
time.
shit happens, but
I don't
doesn't
know
mean
if I
you're
can post
automatically
this
gonna
on,
get sued and have to pay the suit.
Well,
I mean,
look
Joe
up.
Rogan does it, so fuck it, we'll do it. I'll post the Reddit. So there's these two muggers right here.
Have you guys noticed Joe Rogan's having to be so much more strict on his pod now because he's doing YouTube? Oh, we can't show this. We can't listen to this. We can't, because of copyrights.
Yeah, that's.
Spotify used to let him do whatever the fuck he wanted.
But these two guys come in here,
Oh shit! All right, yeah.
and this is in
Ooh.
Canada.
Bink, bink. Oh shit! Yo, imagine you getting beat up like that and your buddy doesn't know what to do.
Pick something up. I was trying to hit him with something.
Bink. Oof. Good right hand. Another one. Right hand. Right hand.
Bro.
They're like, fuck this. Let's get out. Go. Go.
No, you're not going anywhere. Come back. Come back, buddy.
No way he pulls him back through the
Yes,
door.
dude, he drags him back into the door, into the house.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's hilarious.
No, you're not going anywhere. You're not going
He drags him
anywhere.
again? Oh my
Yep.
The guy lost his shoes.
Nope.
Let's
nope.
go. Get the fuck back inside. Yeah,
Get in.
closes the door. That's hilarious.
Locks the door. All right, a little passing the guard right here.
Yeah. Locks it. Oh, your friend's not coming to help you. Oh, he's look at his friend trying to get back in. Oh, this guy's fucked. Oh, he tries to choke
Dude, this
him.
is better than UFC Fight Pass.
Oh my god, this is the best jiu-jitsu match I've ever seen in a while.
All right, pull the other clip. Pull the other.
That's hilarious.
The clip.
What other one?
There's another one right below the one you pulled in Discord. One below. What do you guys think about this? Play it with sound.
I'm 7
Hold on, let me.
Shakur, and I attend Tamalpais High School, and I'm 17 years old.
How do you think you're most like your mom?
I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant. Totally arrogant. I agree. I have to say it. Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this, and they wouldn't let me. I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they didn't. And then I had a cold, so they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespected, and I felt like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, you know. So that was natural. That's arrogance at the top. That's I think I'm most like my mother, and she likes it. She'll see it in me and know it. And we clash a lot because I'm arrogant, she's arrogant, and you should see us when we get in our little attitude moves. It was Tupac.
Do you think
Where did you find this?
Insta, bro? It's an Insta. Do you think this is more of an act because he's trying to get the job, so he's trying to be more like actor-esque, or do you think this is true?
I think this is 100% someone trying to put their own definition on what was going on here. I think this was taken out of context.
It was.
I don't think that. I think that just because he did this, they instantly were like, "Oh, we're gonna make him look zesty."
It's not.
That's like if they
It's
took
not
That's like if
that.
they took
It's
a
the
random
voice, bro.
video.
The way he talks.
That's like if they
Well,
took a
I
random
mean-
video of you auditioning for something.
I'm
and
not
just
even.
put it out
I'm not
there.
even talking about his mannerism. I'm talking about the way he talks.
Isn't that what mannerism is? The way
It
he
has to
talks?
do with one of the things. I don't think so. I think that the video has shitty ass quality, and that's audio and video.
So you're saying this is a fake video?
Not saying it's fake. I'm saying.
So
that
why does he
it's-
talk like that?
This is a much younger Tupac.
17 years old.
Exactly.
Much younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It
Well,
sounds
why
like
does he talk
He
like
doesn't
that?
even have it.
well, because he's still developing.
Yeah.
Dog, his voice is still one of a
still going
teenager.
through puberty.
No, Zay, you're talking shit, man. You're talking bullshit. You're trying to make Tupac look gay when out.
I'm not trying to make him look gay. I'm just asking if this is real.
Yeah,
Like what you guys think. I'm not
I
saying.
mean, I
that-
think it's real. I just think that it was taken out of definition. Like they're trying to put their own fucking thing on it.
context?
Yeah, out of context.
But what
completely.
context could this be? That's
Well,
what I'm asking.
I think
know.
that not
Because he's
they're
talking
trying
about
to-
being an actor. So my thing
they're
is,
trying to put their own context on it.
go to comments.
Well, fuck the comments. Most studio gangster ever. Phenomenal actor. He was so good he convinced the world he was a hard thug. He's a kid in this video and was raised by his mom, so it's no mystery he took her mannerism. Y'all reaching. He's
That's
17.
what I think,
Why
they're
y'all
reaching.
talking about him like that? Most overrated rapper ever. Studio gangster ballerina. Tupac was an actor first and foremost. This is real him. Jada had a type. That hand though speaking volumes.
That's a good one. Jada had a tight. That's hilarious.
Nothing zesty to me. He can't say he like this, like his daddy, because he wasn't around. Definitely 100% sugar in his tank. I'm like a friend of Dorothy, and we know so obvious. Studio gangsta about the man who's seen a black man. Some of these comments are just straight up hating, dog.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just-
the
you're gonna
hating
get
comments
hate
obviously
no matter
stupid.
what.
I think this
If
whole
if you read
video is hating.
comments, You're fucked.
No, I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm just saying, why do you think would it be like that? Because he's trying to get. I don't know.
No,
man. It
I
was just
don't know.
interesting. I
I
thought it
think
was
that he's
interesting.
I think he's a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
That's all
Bro,
I think.
by age of 15, your balls done dropped and
No,
your
no,
voice
no.
has changed.
No,
matter,
that's
bro.
not
At
true.
that age-
that's not always true.
At that age, you could
You're trying to tell me
If-
every boy's
Puberty starts at 13, bro. What are
You're
you
trying
talking
to
about?
tell me that every boy's voice changes at the same time. That is not true. At the same exact time.
So
Right when
what
you're
you're
15
saying-
years old, your voice will change. That's the day your voice changes. No, that's not how
my
it works.
voice has changed quite a bit in the past 3 years.
So yeah, and that's after
So
you
what
being
you're
18
saying-
years old.
And I'm
So
only
y-
23.
Yeah, so that's after
That's
you being
20.
20. So what I'm trying to say is 17-year-old boy and these people are reaching, trying to make him look like he was gay or something. I think it's a reaching ass video.
Google it. Was Tupac gay?
Oh my
Just
God,
literally
now
Google
you're
it.
reaching.
That's just a
How am I
Now you're
reaching?
reaching.
Bro.
Now you're
Why
reaching.
are we even Googling this?
Don't even. There's no point.
Why is Tupac gay? Like,
Why are you
what?
afraid to be disappointed? Because
No,
I don't
'cause
know what's going
I'm not
on.
even
I
a
want to
fucking
know.
fan of
Bro,
Tupac.
I wanna
just
know
think
more.
it's
That
bullshit,
reminds me of-
hating ass reaching video.
That reminds me of Alex Jones. He could be wrong about whatever the fuck it is. Google it.
Google
it. It's there. It's in the Googles.
It's in the
Just,
Google.
of course, if you fucking Google that shit, there's gonna be some hater ass
Somebody
article
coming up
that's
with
gonna,
something.
Yeah, that comes up with something. Yeah, look, I read it. I believe Tupac was gay. Shut the fuck up.
So silly. Even if he was gay, fuck it, dude.
Fuck.
It's like Bad Bunny.
That's my
It's like
point.
Bad Bunny. Even
That-
if he's gay, fuck it, dude. It is what it is.
That's
You
my
like dick,
point.
the one
If you're
that's taking
gay,
the
then
dick,
just
not
be
me.
gay. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. Just be gay.
Exactly.
You know? That's my whole point. But anyway, go back to Discords of the Googles. Oh yeah, pull up that one.
A little bit on divorce statistics.
So, statistics in 2024, right?
You know what's interesting that I heard about divorce since
Mhm.
before we start going into this?
Yeah.
Divorce statistics are made up a lot of the time of people who have been remarried already.
There's partially truth to that, but there's a little more to it. So, first divorce is always that if it's your first time getting married, you're about 46% chance of getting divorced. That was the numbers before these numbers came out. 46% of getting divorced. But if it's your second or third divorce, your numbers shoot up to about 70%. So when they combine those together, you get the 50% divorce rate.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I mean, again, still you still
I
have,
said,
you still
why
have a
does
big
his
majority.
sexuality even matter? Jay's trying a little too hard to
Who said
find
that?
out if he's gay. Sus.
Who said that?
Alex.
Alex?
I agree.
Alex, you might want to clean your ears, because my point was here that if you're gay, then be gay.
But
There's
you
nothing
were-
wrong with that.
You were trying a little hard to
I was
find
not
out.
trying.
Yeah,
I-
you were.
I was not trying. I brought something to attention and I asked questions.
it. Google it.
Google it, because I want to know. I want to know. This gives me something that's interesting and I would like to know. It has nothing to do with Alex reading into it just like he always does.
You know what I like?
Alex, get a life.
Jay, you know what I like about you?
Uh-huh.
He hit home.
That you at
didn't
least
hit
go
home.
out to like find out shit. You know,
What do you mean?
like even if you do just Google Tupac was gay, you would still read into the shit to see if the people would still bullshit.
Well, no, because
The
you
bullshit.
you can detect when somebody's bullshitting, right? Like, for example, is the Earth flat? You can go on there, you can watch the videos, you can do whatever you want, no matter how great they explain
It's
it.
alright. It's okay to question. It's okay to question the way things are. That's how we build upon things, is it not?
That's not what I'm trying to say. What
It's
I'm
okay.
trying to say,
But it's what I'm trying to say.
well, yeah, but you're not. Then you're misunderstanding than what I'm trying to say. I want to reiterate what I'm
Okay.
trying to say.
All right.
If somebody says the Earth is flat and they give me bunch of proof why they think the Earth is flat, I'll listen to their proof, but I also understand whatever they're saying is complete horseshit, because there's a scientific explanation to what they're doing and why they're doing it, right? But when there's things that I don't know about, I would like to know both of the opinions and then decide which one I'm gonna go with, which one makes more logical sense.
Yeah, and that's what I said. That's what I like about you, that you go out
Oh, I
to
see what
find
you're saying.
out to see if the bullshit is
Okay.
bullshit or not.
What's the divorce statistics?
Okay, so divorce statistics go down. So divorce statistics actually have gone down, right? So in this case, in 2021, a total of 689,000. Yeah, 689. Huh?
Where?
Right there, where your cursor is.
Oh, I thought we were
Mhm.
starting from the top here.
So the 689,000, so say 700,000 divorces occurred across the 45 U.S. states that reported this statistic. During that same year, 2 million marriages occurred, making the U.S. marriage rate 6 per 1,000 people. Marriage rate is down. This is down from 8 per 1,000 to 6 to 1,000, right? So if you go down a little more into the charts, so this is divorce rate from 2000 to 2022. So the divorce rate per thousand population has been going down from 2020, from 2000, year 2000, right? So go down and see, this is what you're talking about, Miggy, next. The third marriages have the highest divorce rate at 73%, right? Keep going down a little more. Right here, 40% of new marriages include a partner who is remarrying. Only 6% of divorced couples remarry each other, and that's if that happens, they have about 72% likelihood of chance of surviving and not getting divorced again. Divorces are more likely to die earlier than married. Divorcees are likely to die earlier than married people. The majority of divorcees own their home. Couples who live together before marriage are more likely to divorce. Having friends who are divorced increases your risk of divorce. This was a crazy statistic to me. And then most common reasons of divorce go down. And lack of commitment is the most common reason for divorce, right? And then 60% of divorced couples cited infidelity as reasons for their divorce, which makes no sense to me, because if it's 60% of divorced couples, then why is lack of commitment is the number one? So this statistic makes no sense to me a little bit, right?
Well, because people are citing multiple reasons
As far as lack of commitment?
in general. So they're not only citing a single one of these reasons for their divorce. So if you see there, it says, in fact, 75% of individuals and couples cited lack of commitment as their reason of divorce. So 75% of divorcees said, this is one of my reasons.
So if this...
And then 60% said, this is one of my reasons for the infidelity.
Yeah, but if 75% are saying the leftover 25 is, we got
It's
only
not,
leftover
you're looking
25.
at, no, you're not understanding me. People are citing multiple reasons. One single divorce has multiple reasons cited.
So what you're saying, the lack of commitment encompasses multiple reasons, and one of these reasons is infidelity.
No. What I'm saying is...
So what is lack of commitment encompass? 75% of individuals and couples cited lack of commitment. 75% of the population of those people cited lack of commitment. So that means the rest of the 25% out of that whole pool, right?
I get what you're saying.
So that means that lack of commitment is the all-encompassing.
I don't know how I could say it any differently. I've said it twice.
So,
So, make it,
my thing is the lack of commitment could be encompassing a bunch of reasons. That's the only way I can explain how they're getting the 60%.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Not a big statistics guy. I'm not even gonna argue with you guys.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to tell you is you need to look at each one of these reasons on their own individual percentage. So when they go, if I go to do a study and I say, okay, how many people are getting divorced just on lack of commitment? Okay, 75% of these people listed that as a reason. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm looking at a different study of all the same people. And give, okay, how many of you guys say that also the infidelity would be a reason? Okay, 60% of them.
So that's what I'm saying. So lack of commitment then encompasses a bunch of reasons.
No.
Because it could be
That's
lack
not,
of
you're not
commitment to
following
the
along,
couple.
but I've tried. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Well, I'll explain it to you later.
All right. Explain to me later. Domestic abuse prompted divorce in 24% of the cases. Top reasons for divorce: lack of commitment at 75, infidelity at 60, too much conflict and arguing, getting married too young. It was just funny to me how they skipped all of those and then went to domestic violence as 24%, right? Like, why did you even cite domestic violence as one of the top reasons where it's actually somewhere in the middle, right? That was kind of interesting to me. Keep going down. Basic incompatibility and money issues are among the top reasons for divorce. 58% of the couples report arguing in excess conflict. Like, I think the lack of commitment just encompasses a bunch of shit. The final straw.
Ready? Okay.
No, in a minute. We'll talk about it later. It's not a big deal.
We'll go for it now. Fuck
Okay,
it.
go for it now.
Go for
We're
it.
talking about it now. We should talk about it now.
Right. Okay. So you know what?
Mhm.
I figured out the best way to talk about it.
Sure.
By popping is it?
No. So I'm gonna grab
Mhm.
4 zins,
Mhm.
right, to make up quarters for 25, 100%.
Yeah, perfect.
Right.
We're going into the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're explaining the statistic very, very basically. So I have 4 zins. These are my 4
You got it. Continue.
subjects, right? Now, let's say for whatever reason I'm doing a study on these zins on why I don't like the zins,
Perfect.
right? So let's say 3 of these zins, right, are stale, right?
Mhm.
So I would write down, okay, 75% of the
Zins are stale.
one of the reasons is 75% of the zins are stale. Okay.
So stop,
What-
stop there. How many zins you have left?
No, listen,
Uh-huh.
listen. This is why you're looking at it under the same study. That's why you're.
It is under the same
I
study.
listen. No, you have to look at the reasons on their own as different studies. Listen. Okay, now I'm gonna say put the zins back, and we're gonna look at a different reason as its own study.
But if you already cited your top reason as infidelity,
No,
I
so
mean, is
you're
as-
looking at the reasons as there can only be one reason on why someone got divorced when there's many reasons. Listen,
okay.
follow along. So there was 3 that were stale, right? I cited 75% of the zins I'm not going to use because these are the stale ones. Okay, that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons I
Yeah.
wouldn't use them. Okay, now let's look at the 4 zins again. Okay, so let's say one of these zins had a black spot on it, right? Okay. Another reason I wouldn't use one of these zins is 25% of them have black spots.
But that same zin that has a black spot also has lack of commitment.
Right. But look at them as separate studies for the separate reasons within the same marriage. Don't look because there's multiple reasons.
But the point here is that the top reason is the lack of commitment.
okay.
The top reason is the
That
lack
is
of
the
commitment.
top reason mentioned as one of the many
Correct.
reasons.
Correct.
Okay.
So lack of commitment. It's not infidelity. It's not domestic violence. It's not the other reasons. The top reason is lack of commitment.
So lack of commitment, 75% of the relationships listed lack
Read
of
the
commitment.
lack of commitment section.
Ready? 75% of the study listed lack of commitment. 60% of that study also listed
Infidelity.
infidelity.
Which could be all encompassed under lack of commitment, which as I said.
No, you're thinking of
Read
it
the
wrong.
lack of commitment section for me, please.
Jay, I have 10 reasons why you have
Marriage
get
is not
divorced.
always easy, so success requires both spouses to be dedicated to their union and serious about making it last. That's why it's not surprising that a lack of commitment can spell disaster for a couple. In fact, 75% of individuals and couples cited lack of commitment as the reason for their divorce. This was the most common cause of marriage ending, exceeding even infidelity.
I have a study, and I have a sheet.
Bro, they just
Listen, are you gonna let
explained what they just literally
Look,
explained
I
what
have
they
a
mean by
sheet.
that.
I have a sheet. On the sheet
Mm-hmm.
is 10 reasons for
Mhm.
for divorce,
Mhm.
right? And you, as a part of the study, can check multiple boxes,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And most people check lack of commitment.
But they also check other things.
I understand that.
Okay.
But the point here is that lack of commitment is the number one
I
reason
get
you got
that.
divorced.
I never said it's wrong.
Okay.
I feel
all
But
right.
what
to
you're
me-
you're
I
what
feel
you're
like to
lost
me-
on is the fact that
The
there's
people selected
percentages.
multiple reasons, and instead of they didn't specify that, hey, we've selected multiple reasons. That's why I said I don't know how they did the study. I would like to know how they did it.
And now
So
I
if there's the
explained it.
multiple selections, but it still doesn't change the fact that
I never
lack of
I never
okay, okay.
I never
The reason
I
why
never
this is so
contraried that.
complicated is because it's so generalized and it's so hard to just boil
that's
it
not the
down
point.
to a single thing.
That's not the point. The point here is that we went from 50% divorce down to 33% divorce. So divorces have gone down, but less people also got married. But overall,
By
they're taking a
percentage,
percentage rate, and they're saying
It's
that
less.
divorces have gone down, right? It's less. Now, my question here is, why do you think it could be like that? I have some ideas why it could be like that. I just want to get your own take on it. Because less people got married, right? And less people got divorced, number-wise. But percentage-wise, it's lower than what it was before.
So
So that was my whole idea of this article.
you want to hear one theory I might have?
Yeah.
A lot of those people that in the past were getting divorces or likely to get divorces are just not getting married at all anymore.
That was one of the things that I was thinking about as well. Because people that are most likely to get a divorce, they're maybe not getting divorced. And the ones that were most likely to survive a marriage, they were just kind of continuing to get married.
Right. Versus the ones that are likely to get divorced were just not getting married anymore.
I'm sure there's some sort of a back and forth in there as well
Maybe.
with people that would survive, never got married,
That's the
so on
only
and so forth.
that's the only theory I can think of so far is just, the people that are the kind of people that are gonna last in marriages are the ones still getting married. And the ones that were likely to get divorced have now started to just not get married at all.
So if you take the new statistic of 33%,
It's not a bad option either. Who the fuck would want to go through that type of shit again?
yeah, so if you take that statistic, 33% a greater risk, right, of getting a divorce, right? And you look at it, there are some couples that stay within a marriage. What would you say? Couples stay within a marriage because of the kids or whatever situation they have.
I've heard of cases like that. Yeah.
What would you say? Another 20%?
I'm not sure in
The rest
percentage.
of
Yeah.
Well, we're speculating here,
I
right?
think there's a big issue in that people fantasize marriage into thinking it's Disneyland.
It is.
It's work.
It's not.
Well, yeah, because I think people are getting married for the fact of getting married to say that they got married. They're not really understanding what this is.
Fantasy.
Yeah. It's like, on a girl's side is like, oh shit, well, they're not happy because they have a husband. They're happy because they have a wedding and a ring. And on the guy's side, they're happy because they just have consistent poontang, right? Like, I think that's what they're looking at versus saying, okay, this person is going to be with me for the rest of my life. Or at least that's what I'm trying to do here. And no matter, in sickness and health, right? I think all that gets overlooked completely. And people are just like, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore.
True.
Right? And I think also the expectations are very high. You know what I mean? Expectations are very high because no one is perfect. And everyone has their own fucking little honey-do list or bucket list, right? They want to hit with this person. And then you encounter something and then slowly gets
that bucket gets spilled.
Yeah, bucket gets filled, right? I was listening to Grant Cardone's wife, and Grant Cardone's wife said, I don't ever complain about Grant, you know Grant Cardone, right?
Yes.
He's a billionaire.
Doesn't he live? He actually lives in. He bought one of the big
lives.
homes in Tampa.
Does he?
Tampa, I know he lives in Tampa Bay area now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was the guy that talked to Jake Paul. Well, we know who he is. Anyway, so his wife was saying, by the way, guys, like, subscribe, our sponsors, just
UFC Jim Largo.
Yeah.
Vitality Wellness
hit up
Center.
Eddie for that.
Yeah. If not, you guys can just go into the link in the description and put your name and number, and I'll reach out to you about anything you want to talk about.
Yeah. So she said, I never complained to my friends about Grant. They go, what do you mean you never complained? It was like, yeah, it's very easy. So let's say one day we got in an argument. I meet up with my friend and I'm like, she goes, this is just an example. Well, he can be controlling this and that. I'm like complaining, venting to her, venting. And then I go home, we make up with Grant. Everything is fine. Then I meet my friend again. First thing that friend's going to say, so how is Grant with his controlling temper and things like that, right? He goes, now two things are happening. Number one thing is I'm here stuck trying to explain to her that he's not the animal that I made him out to be, or she's rehashing that feeling that I had when I first got in an argument with him. So now I go home and he says, hey, hon, I'm just going to go here to do this, and now blow up on him by saying, so you're just going to leave the kids with me? So what, you never take care of the kids? He goes, rehashing these things. He goes, that's why I don't ever complain.
What's up, Osibet?
About Grant.
Thank you for joining us.
But he's not, she's not doing that. Once again, Jay walks slowly to water. Alex, I'm going to tell you this once and for all for you to understand. When you get to my level, when you get to quarter of my level, you can come fucking talk to me. Until then, keep your opinions to yourself. Go take a shower, get a fucking haircut, become a fucking man, and stop being a little bitch. And if you have any other questions when you're here, we can talk to it. We can talk about it face to face.
That's how you feel?
That's exactly how I feel about this dumbass. You're a fucking idiot.
Crazy.
You're an idiot, bro.
You done?
And not yet. Yes, now I'm done. All right, so let's go talk about the total debt, China's debt. You know what I mean? Who owns what to China? So Pakistan at $26.6 billion is owes to China. When I looked at this, bro, I was like, where the fuck is United States? Because we owe hella money to them as well. You know what I mean?
Didn't we own trillions?
Well, our deficit, have you seen our deficit? It's like in trillions. There's a deficit calculator. Like there's a United States debt calculator.
Well, if we look up the calculator, U.S. debt calculator, U.S. national debt calculator.
Yeah, look how crazy it's going up. It's not stopping. This thing is just going up. We're at $34 trillion in debt right now.
Sheesh.
So our tax revenue, which is at 4 trillion, is not even enough to cover the interest rate on our debt, pretty much.
It's crazy to see all these numbers just going up and up and up.
Nearly
and up
half
and
of
up.
all U.S. foreign-owned debts come from 5 countries. All values adjusted to 2023 in dollars
Yeah.
as of January 2023. The 5 countries owning the most U.S. debt are Japan, 1.1 trillion, China, 859 billion.
So go back to that chart again.
Dog,
See
they
what I
don't
mean?
get even close.
They're not even close.
Yeah, 26 to 859.
Now the question here is: are they trying to make out China to be this evil machine with this, or that they have control of these countries because
I don't know.
the countries owe them so much money? You know what I mean?
You have United Kingdom at 668 billion, Belgium 331, and Luxembourg at 318 billion.
I think I read an article, or I might have heard a podcast about this, but this doesn't refer to like actual business that's done with China. This is actually referring to favors or funding for different projects. For example, drilling oil in
What said against it? Set up part again? I missed it.
it's what China does is they kind of like do favors for other countries in a way. They lend them money so that they can build projects.
Yes.
Like businesses.
Yeah.
Like oil.
Yeah, 'cause they buy, like,
oil refineries.
Diamond mining, all kinds of shit. Yeah.
Hotels. They do things for hospitality. I think I remember hearing about this happening in some Asian country, Cambodia, Vietnam, and I do see these countries as one of them. Now, sometimes they do say, "Oh, actually, we're not going to give you that money," because maybe their views change, or maybe they find out that they're not going to be able to afford that, or sometimes they even lend the money, let them build the project, and then they're just like, "All right, you can keep the project, but you're gonna have to you're gonna have to maintain it. I'm not gonna maintain it.
So for
That's
the
your cost now."
longest time, they were buying up properties here, like even like abandoned hotels and stuff like that. They were just sinking a bunch of money into United States, and they're saying the reason it's like that because they're so afraid of CCP, not CCP, but the Chinese communistic party coming in and taking all that money. They're literally shipping their money outside of China and investing into projects all over the world globally to park their money somewhere else, not in China, right? So I don't know if this article is trying to make them look like the big bad wolf or whatnot. But China, I think, has their own little issues now in an economy, you know, so just like with their ghost cities and stuff. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. So go to the next one. Why they're advertising? Why they're advertising? Go. You still have that up, or you closed it already? That page with the debt. They're advertising the okay, fiber to us.
Frontier.
Yeah, because it's location, right? So anyway, Tesla. Let's talk about Tesla.
Let's talk about Tesla. Facebook co-founder says Tesla has committed consumer fraud on a massive scale, will end in jail. This is Enron now, folks. Heads of roll. Amidst a chaotic month for Tesla, even by its continuously plunging standards, Facebook co-founder and multi-billionaire Dustin Moskovitz has made some pretty dire predictions for the automaker, accusing it of committing consumer fraud on a massive scale. This is Enron now, folks. Moskowitz wrote on Threads, referring to the corporation that went bankrupt in 2001 after it was exposed for one of the biggest accounting frauds in history. It may keep going, but people are going to jail at the end. His concerns stem.
You ever seen the Enron documentary?
No.
It's
No, I don't
really
even know who
interesting.
Enron
Watch it.
is.
It's this accounting firm that were falsifying documents, so they were buying shell companies and they're just lending money between each other to show like they have more money than what they actually have. Is really crazy documentary if you watch it. It was all one guy. Their CFO was the mastermind of everything.
His concerns stem from a graph Tesla shared to mark a key milestone.
I'm gonna stop and step.
1 billion miles driven using full self-driving. The company highly fraught advanced driver assist system. He then compares it with a new graph released during Tesla's latest earning call, an event that came with its own eyebrow-raising moments. The point of the side-by-side is this. According to Moskovitz, the automaker is wrongly recognizing its deferred revenue for a product that hasn't been delivered, like an annual subscription fee, has earned revenue through the wider release of its Auto Park feature last month. This is a sketchy move, Moskovitz claims, because an earlier version of AutoPark was already released with FSD years ago, resulting in inflated numbers. The data is presented in fraudulent ways, and it doesn't say what they claim it says even when they make it up, he wrote. Better days. Moskovitz, who is now CEO and co-founder of the software company Asana, a history of criticizing Tesla and its owner Elon Musk, and to be sure, his claims this time around are extremely bold. But with all the controversy surrounding the safety of FSD and autopilot, including scrutiny from the federal government, plus Tesla's continued failure to actually achieve fully autonomous driving, it's undeniable that the EV leader is treading on thin ice. Internally, there's plenty of strife at the automaker. In the past few weeks, 3 of Tesla's top executives resigned, one of whom departed in the middle of that eventful earnings call and cooked. Books or not, some of the automaker's metrics are looking utterly dismal. Its profits fell by a whopping 55%, and it sold less cars this quarter than it did in the same period last year. It certainly hasn't helped that Musk has vacillated on whether Tesla would finally put on an affordable $25,000 EV, something the company's backers have been desperate for. He ultimately, although not convincingly, landed on yes during the earnings call. Musk also once again teased Tesla's foray into robotaxis, which saw its stock recover from a near 1-year low. All of this is a questionable look for the automaker, but if we're going to claim that there's some Enron level of catastrophic scandal unfolding over there, we're going to need to see more than a few botched graphs. Not that we put lying past Musk, of course. So they're kind of thinking that Musk is lying about being able to provide these like cheaper cars. Not cheaper, but being able to produce these cars at an affordable price.
So, yeah, because he's been saying that he wants to produce cheaper cars, right? For him to produce cheaper cars, that's going to be a completely different manufacturing process. So he has to reinvent the manufacturing process. But in the meantime, he's also come out and said, well, Tesla is not really a car company; it's a software company, right? So he's saying, well, FSD is coming. FSD is going to revolutionize everything, which he's kind of right. If he does get FSD going, which is full self-driving going, then you could technically use your car as an Uber or taxi and send it on a job without you being there. So it actually works and generates money, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the applications of it. But what they're saying is like, well, that's not coming for another 5 to 10 years. Yet we're looking at your company and saying, okay, well, it's worth this much money, right? And they were pouring money into it, right? This is where they're coming in and saying, well, kind of Enron-esque type of deal, because people pour money in it by thinking that the company's worth more than what it actually is, right? So what they're saying is like, be a little more transparent. And then they're saying, well, you can't produce new cars. Now, again, can you do $25,000 EVs? I don't know. But if anyone that can do that, it's him. He's done it many times before and he can do it again, right? But can he do it again? That's the question.
He knows how to run a business.
Yeah. So now this article came out. When was the date that this article came out?
The 26th.
The 26th, right? This article came out right when Tesla was crashing. The stock was crashing, right? So I think they were just adding fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? People that are maybe short against Tesla, meaning they borrowed the shares and they sold it in hopes of the shares going to tank and they're going to come in and buy them at
You
cheap.
think that's what this article is?
I don't know if that's what this article
I
is.
don't think so.
I don't know if
I think
what
this article is jumping on a tweet from a largely known person in the industry.
Yeah, but
I think that's what this article is.
Well, yes, but what I'm trying to say, when I say about this article, I'm talking about the Facebook, the co-founder guy, right? Like, why is he saying that? Like, right, I don't know if he's out there for good of the earth and people. There's got to have some sort of a agenda behind it. Why is he doing this, right? So to me, I don't know if it has something to do with them crashing, the stock crashing, and he's just pouring oil on fire, or what's going on exactly. But now, if you look at it, Tesla shares went right back up from what they went down to. So it's hard to say, right? So he came back from China with some FSD news, and that pushed it up for them. So Um, I don't know what's going on here, so we just yet to see it. And this is the next article where it says they're about to lay off a bunch of people. Tesla to lay off everyone working on superchargers and new vehicles. Tesla is also getting rid of its public policy team despite robotaxi ambitions. All right, so they are cutting a bunch of people,
I
but
thought we took a look at an article already that talked about how they were cutting a bunch of people.
they're
right?
cutting more.
Okay.
They're cutting more.
Damn.
But
Didn't they say they were already cutting like 10 or 15%?
yeah, 10%. So they're cutting more from what I understand. And but this is across the board, right? Like all car companies have bad sales right now.
They're like, our new batch of robots came out.
Yeah.
Furloughed.
Yeah, all car companies, all EV car companies are failing right now. Like
Yeah.
if you look up BYD graveyards and then go into photos.
BYD graveyards.
BYD graveyards.
What are BYD?
BYD is the Chinese electric cars. Chinese abandoned electric cars. Go back up. Yeah. So these are all brand new cars the Chinese abandoned because they can't sell them. You know what I mean? So these guys are producing these cars, but no one's buying them. And Tesla has a delivery issue where you need to wait for, if you order a Tesla right now, you need to wait for one. And I don't know if we talked about it. I think we talked about it. I think he put a genius move because he gave everyone self-driving, and now a bunch of people are using it for an entire month. Guess what's going to happen? He's going to collect all that data and use it for the actual full self-driving, right?
It's like increasing. It's almost like
Yeah,
increasing
just
the taxes.
yeah. Instead of doing their own little experiments, they just told the people, "Here you go, drive. Like have your car drive it," and they're just going to collect the data. And on top of that, he
Why
just
do it yourself when you can have other
yeah,
people do it?
and it just slashed the price of self-driving. So now it's only $8,000 versus being 12.
So he
And
made
monthly
so he made it a little
monthly subscription went from $200 to $100.
So he made it cheaper.
He made it cheaper. So he just pulled a genius move, in my opinion.
I think it's crazy how when you look at like the math, if you're gonna have the car for only a certain amount of time, you don't plan on having it for I think anything more than like 4 years, it's worth it to just pay the monthly then.
Correct. That's it. And then I don't know how that works. I don't know if it gets transferred, but the new person that buys that Tesla and re-registers on their name, they need to go in and buy it. I don't think the full self-driving translates over. If you, let's say I bought full self-driving 4 years, I'm selling the car. I don't think that transfers over to the other person. I don't think
How
so.
does it? How does
I don't
it
know how it
work
works.
to transfer ownership with Tesla? Because I'm assuming it's not just as basic as here's the keys, here's the title, sign it over. I'm sure there's got to be go through a process with Tesla to kind of transfer ownership so you can have the app and all this stuff, right?
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure you have to go through Tesla, say, hey, I'm selling my car. What are the procedures? And they'll tell you what the procedures are. And then you go through that, and then you just go to DMV and register it under your name.
Right. You guys hear that pressure cooker?
Smells
Yeah.
good in here.
Yeah.
I haven't ate dinner.
So I thought that was interesting about Tesla, and there's a lot of articles coming out. I've been seeing a lot of articles about Tesla come out, how bad they're doing, how this and that, but no one's talking about other car makers that are producing electric vehicles and failing completely. You know what I mean? Like Ford with their Mustang, they're failing. Porsche's
Well, then they talk about how they're getting like all these muscle cars will be probably gone.
yeah, because it's
or
going to
if
go
not, they're gonna
electric.
replace
Yeah,
them with some kind of
it's going
electric.
to go towards electric, right? So, you know,
Yeah, just don't even pay attention.
it is
to that.
easy to transfer on the app. So Ozzy just
Oh, okay.
just
That's
yeah.
a one useful thing going on.
All right,
in the
look at
chat
this
right now.
watch.
Yo, I was talking about watches before we look at this. I had a really cool guy come in today. He was actually signing with somebody else, but I was helping this girl out finish everything up. And he had a sub on, right? It was like a '07 Submariner. And I was talking to him about watches and stuff like that. And this guy literally said, "Oh, you want to look at it?" And he takes it off his wrist and hands it to me to look at it. Man, this thing was nice. It's '07 sub is a little thinner before they did the ceramic bezel. And so I guess he said that this model's a little thinner. It was the first year that they did the no holes case. Because I remember he said it was like a '06, '07. I had like a test question for him. I was like, "Oh, is it a holes or no holes case?" And he knew exactly what I was talking about. I was like a legit watch guy. He's like, "No, this is like it's a '07, so it's the first year they did no holes."
Oh,
And he let me take a look at it, and I like how thin it is. Personally, actually, that's probably like the first Rolex I've seen, like, okay, I like this.
You know,
watch in
lately I've
person.
been looking at those watches on Insta, bro. Like all those complicated watches, bro. They're all so fucking thick. Like I've
Yeah.
been paying extra attention to the
They are.
style.
They're
They're
huge.
fucking thick, thick,
Yeah.
thick, thick. And these watches go for like millions of dollars, man.
Right. But you're also getting some crazy ass like annual calendar, chronograph,
Complications
whatever. Yeah.
and shit.
All right.
But
What is
look at
a
this one.
Sin?
Yeah, it's a Sin U50 hydro oil filled diver's watch.
So something about filling watches with mineral oil. Well, like something will happens where you can take them a lot deeper with the pressure.
I know they
So-
use mineral oil for the gears and stuff for
No, so they
movement.
actually fill the
Fill it
entire
fully?
case with mineral. So, for example, you know how the little Casio I have, it has like a basic water resistance. You
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
can, like,
yeah, yeah.
even maybe in the shower one day it's gonna get fucked up. Whatever.
Is it basic?
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
just
they
a-
were pretty
It's just a basic water resistant.
Okay.
That little Casio,
like
the black
50
one.
or whatever.
No, it just says water resistant. It doesn't
That's
have
it,
any kind
that's
of rating or anything. Yeah.
Oh shit, okay.
So this guy is a diver. Actually, went viral for this video where he kind of went to basically shouted out a bunch of Reddits talking about, oh, you can't even wash your hands with this watch, blah blah. He filled it with mineral oil and took it like over 100 meters down, and it was still functioning. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So go. What do you think about it? It's very basic.
Yes, I'm not
Looks
too
like a
knowledgeable
toy,
on Sin.
toy watch.
Yeah, I'm not too knowledgeable on Sin.
It's a German brand, I think. No.
Yes, made in Germany. It says. I'm not too knowledgeable on Sin. I wouldn't say it's a bad looking watch. I'm not a big fan of the hands. I think they should have went with a like more traditional style hands for a diver.
I like that blacked out metal.
But
The blacked out metal looks pretty slick.
it does look nice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I don't like it. I'm maybe not the biggest fan, but I don't dislike the watch at all.
Mm.
And I think it's a
gonna
pretty
look
cool.
pretty cool after a couple of years of getting scratched up as well. They're gonna end up looking like Casey Neistat's glasses.
Right. And I wonder how the Casey Neistat's glasses. I wonder how the loom and all that stuff will patina over time with the case being filled with that mineral oil.
Do you think it might affect it? Might not?
May affect it, it may not. But that's
What
an
are they
interesting
saying?
question.
Why are they filling it with oil?
Like I said, something about it makes it really good for divers
Cases are
watches.
filled with a special oil. Sin uses its own special blend that fills the dial and much of the movement compartment. The goal of the oil is to eliminate empty space that can be compressed as the watch increases its exposure to atmospheric pressure. Other watches have, of course, demonstrated that with an extremely beefy case, you don't necessarily need to have an oil-filled watch to go that deep. But the hydro technology doesn't allow for an extremely high level of depth resistance without having a case that is too large. Accordingly, the Sin U50 hydro timepieces are water resistant to 5,000 meters, being 41 millimeters wide and 11.8 millimeters.
That okay? So
thick.
now I get it. That's a lot because like any of those watches that are like 5,000,
14 millimeter easy.
yeah, they gotta be thick boys.
Yeah,
This makes sense. I thought it was a pretty cool watch.
that is pretty cool to see something that from the factory is
That
coming.
kind of answers the question as to why are those fancy diving watches so big? It's
Right.
Because they need to be big,
Right.
Mm.
not because they want to.
I just like the
Yeah.
idea how Omega keeps rubbing it into Rolex's face. How they have the watch that's gonna go deeper than they can.
Yeah.
They even have like a loom map on there showing that we can go this fucking deep.
What do you mean a loom map?
Look up. I think they did it for Mariana's Trench.
Like just look up Omega loom map.
Yeah, that right there.
Omega was
Omega
here.
was here. Oh, that's kind of cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just kind of like
That's a troll way of doing this.
that, very troll way of doing
6,000
it.
meters. And then what is it that the sea dweller goes to? Look up deep sea sea dweller. So you put sea twice. What does it say on the dial? How deep does it go? Oh, Amazon. Let's go to images, yeah. Because it's like 5,000 something, right?
12,800.
Yeah, so this new Sin goes deeper than a deep sea.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's 3,900.
yeah. That's why they fucking came out with that watch and say, hey,
Damn, you know what?
we got one over you. You know what I mean?
You know what? Sin should have did it. Sin should have went for it and went over the 6,000.
They could.
They
Can you
should've.
imagine if they beefed up the case? It'd probably go to 10,000
Right, with the mineral oil.
with the
and everything.
mineral oil inside.
Yeah.
But can you imagine trying to service that watch? Like the servicing of the watch probably be as expensive as the watch itself.
Yeah, that'd be
You know
crazy
what I mean?
trying to service that. I don't understand how you take it apart without like making a huge mess. I'm sure it's just part of the process at that point. All right, I think we're good for today, right? I'm getting pretty close to 11. Yeah. Alrighty,
Well,
guys.
look up the best either do the best SUV interiors, or do we still have off-road vehicles? One or the other one. Pick one or the other one.
The real off-road vehicles still exist. Here's what the market offers.
Bronco.
Bronco.
Now, I don't know, man. No, the Bronco I can see, but Range Rover, like, I don't.
I mean, that's what they're known for, right? Being a Land Rover.
Yeah,
Being able to get through shit.
Yeah, but they're known more for their luxury aspect.
that's what I'm saying. You get a car that's like 120, 130,
Now they have proven
$140,000.
they have proven to still be very, very good on an
Efficient.
off-road standpoint.
They're not a
ICK.
practical car for going mounting and shit. They're comfy, but if they need to do what they need,
Platform.
I don't know. It looks like it's on a 2-liter diesel.
Chinese DNA.
Oh, okay, it's a Chinese Jeep
It's
is what it
a
is.
Chinese copied Jeep. Yeah.
It's not available in the UK. It is the least available in Europe.
Okay.
Okay. G wagon. No, it looks like a
Ineos
G wagon, but it's
Fusilia.
Ines.
This is a
Ineos-
French car, no?
It's
Who's
also
what?
electric.
It's got to be a French car. Austria.
Austria. Mercedes G-Wagon class development. Always been the scene of Mercedes class G-Wagon development. So okay. So they're taking the DNA.
Ineos Grenadier.
I like this one because it looks
you
very
gotta say
retro.
this- you gotta say this with the accent, you know? Grenadier.
Yeah, look at it, bro. It's an inline 3-liter 6. Go down a little bit. So yeah, inline 3-liter 6 from BMW.
In diesel or petrol version. So they got
It's a
two.
look at this. It's a utility wagon with just 2 seats. Is available from 65. So you can get 4 seats, or you can get second row, or you don't need to get that second row, and you just convert that into like a bed, maybe. You know what I mean? Jeep Wrangler, classic Americana. And that's their electric one. Then G-Wagon, we'll know.
The G Class. That's another one that people, again, it's more of a comfy
Yeah.
vehicle.
What, bro? Comfy? I wouldn't say it's comfy.
No?
It's a
I would say it's
status thing.
expensive.
Driving
Sure,
around a
okay.
driving
Bro,
around a G-Wagon is a
luxurious.
status thing.
Yeah, and when you close those doors, bro, literally sounds like you just close your metal gates. That's what it literally sounds like. And
That's what the Cybertruck is like too today. I closed
Yeah.
that bro, that shit went dunk. I was like, God
no,
damn.
this one, you know what this one sounds like? It's not just a thumb. Imagine a metal gate that you're pushing and you're not pulling the lock away. You're just pushing it and it hits the lock and
Yeah.
then locks itself. That's what it sounds like.
Suzuki Jimmy.
I would want to drive one of these, man. These seem to be like they could be hella fun.
So it's a smaller
Nah.
version of a Jeep.
It reminds me of it's like the new version of the Samurai.
Yeah. Land Cruiser. That's the new one.
Also,
Yeah.
they're gnarly.
That's interesting what this one gonna be. Yeah, they'll look badass.
Yeah, Land Cruisers are pretty cool. Alrighty, guys. Thank you everyone for joining us. Just had some live shit go down today. The chat's been pretty active, which is cool to see. Thank you guys. Again, don't forget Vitality Wellness Center, UFC Gym Largo, coming to you. Hit me up about that if you're interested.